The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Cav, take it away.
All right, thank you very much. Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ashley Ingram. Ashley, not a bad way to get to 1-0. A little bit of a slow start, but once you clicked, man, did you click. Quarterbacks rushed for more than 150 yards combined, more than 340 yards on the ground, more than 450 yards of total offense. What did you see from your team today?
I was just, like you said, I thought West Virginia State was a talented football team. I was impressed with them maybe on the field this year more than I was last year, maybe more than I was off of film. Offensively, man, they've got some playmakers. That quarterback is dynamic. There's a couple of running backs and slot receivers that are very good. So we kind of had to withstand a little bit, and they were doing some things differently offensively than what we had prepared for. So it took us a little while to get going. Our defense ultimately played great. Didn't really should have gave up 3 to 6 points. We had a foolish penalty there. But offensively, we're a little slow. We're trying to kind of figure out what they were doing defensively, but obviously we got going and moved the ball, ran the ball well, trying to do a few new things offensively. I don't know if you noticed.
You're saying do you want me to talk about the shotgun that you stayed almost exclusively in the second half? Can I go that direction?
You can, sure.
Shotgun, man, and it was heavy, especially in the second half. A lot of designed quarterback runs. What looks does that give this team offensively?
Well, I thought after this season, I got to kind of make determinations where you are. I thought our first year going into it, we needed to commit to something, and we needed to be really good at something. And after watching us in spring ball, we said, all right, we just stay under center. Let's get good at what we're doing. But then when we got later in the season, we play Wingate and we play Miles in the playoffs. I just didn't – Emory and Henry at their place. I just don't know if we had enough juice to win those games when we needed to. A lot more stuff we're going to do out of the gun, a lot more things we can do. A lot of what we're doing, we're trying to kind of run the clock out a little bit. Yeah. And so had some pre-designed runs to keep it pretty simple. But we've got a bigger package. We'll expand on it, and we'll just try to get good at what we do. Obviously, a lot of things we can improve upon.
A lot of new on display today. The debut of Jaden Griffin. Impressive what he was able to do out of the slot.
His first touch, I think.
It was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Mario Sanchez, a veteran quarterback. He's never worn orange and blue before, but he was impressive in relief of Teddy Gleaton. Teddy, exceptional when he was on the field. What'd you see from the new, especially offensively?
Well, Teddy, we hadn't seen a lot of him. Teddy played really well. Teddy can throw the football. Teddy's 220 pounds. He can run. He's physical. So he did what we anticipated him that he would do. Yeah. Mario ran and operated like we thought he would. And then Zane really played well, too, now. Zane brought some energy and some juice. That run, I was trying to beg him to get out of bounds, but he was having none of that. Looks like a guy that drives a Camaro or something.
I think you would expect that out of a boy from Kingsport now.
There's no doubt.
Defensively, bent but didn't break. State had oodles of opportunities, took the ball into plus territory every time they touched the football in the first half, but only had 3 points out of it. What's that say about your defense?
Well, the good thing we didn't give anything up cheap. There's really no big plays down the field. They kind of nickeled and dimed us. The quarterback was crafty, stayed alive. They had two little backs that I thought were really dynamic and a slot receiver that were really good. But like you said, they were doing some things that we hadn't prepared for. I talked to Coach Pennington before the game, and he goes, I just turned my offense over to another guy. And he said, this is the first time I've ever not done it. Mm-hmm. So we've been preparing for, all that Coach Pennington has done. But I think that's a good football team. They're going to win some games in that league for sure.
Offensively, Justin Pessoa, the running back, was as difficult as anybody to get down, especially in the first half. Started having more of an impact on him after halftime. What was the message to get him to the turf?
Well, I think we changed some things up defensively in the second half. Coach Allman, obviously, we kind of figured out what they were doing. And our guys kept playing and they kept battling and give our defense a lot of credit. Getting in the end zone is really what matters, and they just didn't get there much. And we had them on I think it was going to be 4th and 9, and we had a foolish penalty that we just didn't need. But again, teachable moments. We had, one by Storm over here that we didn't need, and then the one by Caleb there, and we'll just learn from it.
A game where again, you started slow. And I shouldn't – you just had a drive where you went 5 plays and punted. At the end of the day, what's that mean to be able to weather that and then drop the hammer a little bit there late?
Yeah, I'm with you. The first drive, I suggested a play. It kind of put us behind the chains, and I'll stay out of things. And then we come out the second half, kind of the same thing, is we go 2 series without scoring, and obviously they have something to do with that as well. And then at the end of the game, we have a field goal blocked, and really what had happened, the game was out of reach, and we just kind of relaxed a little bit. So we've got and I talked to the guys, we don't take our helmets off on the sideline unless you're on the bench talking to your coach. I look around and there's 30 helmets off. We got to, until those, double zeros are on the clock, we got to keep playing. And there were some times during the day that, we kind of let up a little bit.
How nice is it to have those messages after one like this?
Oh, it's great. It really is. And I'm pleased. I don't think we brought our A game today, and I think we played a pretty good football team. And to be able to win like that, I think is good. What I told the guys is we need to be really excited, and we always want to celebrate wins, but we need to develop a program and a team here where we get accustomed to doing this.
A lot of things went right today. Penalties were not penalized much. Now, you alluded to it. There were a couple that are pretty heavily glaring. Win the turnover battle. Kyrese Willis gets his first career interception. How about those little things adding up to allow you to pick some nits, I suppose? Yeah,
well, no, those little things are, will rear their ugly head later on if we don't get them cleaned up. It was great that we got a lot of guys in the game. I don't know how many. We dressed, I think, 94 to 96 players. I bet we played 80-plus players. So we got a lot of guys in, and that's a great opportunity for those guys because they've worked too now,
Short turnaround. 5 days to get ready for the first ever meeting with South Carolina Central Christian College's Gladiators. How do you approach this one with a lower division team coming in here on Thursday?
Right. Well, obviously we were scrambling to find a game when Limestone closed, which was unfortunate. Just thankful that we were able to get a game. They play Kentucky Christian today, so we'll get some film on them and get ready for them. The focus is going to be on the Carson-Newman Eagles, and we're going to try to get better and try to grow from this. Obviously, we'll have to game plan for them, but the thought process is get better, and then we get a little bit of we get about 9 days before we have to go to Mars Hill and play. So we just got to keep getting better.
Ashley, pleasure as always. Congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
It's Carson-Newman head football coach Ashley Ingram. We're back with more on the Domino's postgame report. Chats with Mario Sanchez and Cruz Temple when we return after this on the Eagle Sports Network.